Nsem-Pii TV nie.
Emma Kwaba at the Nsem-Pii TV platform ye eso. Yedi kind I report to the amamu breaking news anopeye free the apex court of the land Ababe Tuja Supreme Court in a 4-1 majority decision quash bench warrant at the year 2020 Justice of the High Court Eric J. Bafo editor Kevin Echo Taylor regarding contemptuous statement, scandalous statement, and a derogatory statement via okekaye editia court and a so the entire judiciary as an arm of government. Na 4-1 majority decision yi anopeye she ebeto dwano nipa bibiri na say this is a travesty of justice. And just say pepere yone atentene na se say die ya chia ne nsa e dey fa ne chia just ye bu ne nsem ewo oman kronkron Ghana na nsem yi ebeto dwai na Nsem-Pii TV grapevine source ama ye so ate say after say Kevin Echo Taylor na bench warrant eda na so a ewo senka obi piem wo Ghana hanom a ye chi no ansakra mpuna so the application ya kwa down court ye tie sa application no ye de kwatete the official residence of the vice president ebe to odwa NDC for babontin be deny defense minister ehu eno a some of the kind to papa so onye immigration officer to nim se Kevin Taylor ba na se o mai enei e di asem ni we Kevin Taylor na tweet order vice president Professor General Poko Ajama ase say o man kwan man betete ewo ni fie hono giving a year credence to the fact say someone ebim ti say Paul adomochre and free file katachi emo elebetu dwano na aye no kwasem say die yes another fugitive of justice Madam Sedinam Tamakloe ononso ene next in line ononso no she is going to be whisked na sumasi ni kwati kwanso ya de na abiti borders na ononso ya pa baabi amana kwa collect ya file application in this same Supreme Court na ononso as an appeal ya kwashi 10-year jail sentence ya de mano in the year 2024 wo ekabia oboy ni sikabia Oman Shri Omagana when she was CEO of Maslok. Na sansem yi ebe to dwa na Ghana fo bibiri na se enyanwa kra because John Dramani Mahama nkasa odi to dwa during NDC professional forum abra no opposition say obape the NDC lawyers are oma practice ache no omo form huntutu yi because they are also going to pack the court ene ohe koroma etenasi etie sa case anopai edisa 4-1 majority judgment ya beto dwoya judges mako enum no emu miensa de John Dramani Mahama na appoint yomo barely 1 month ago Justice Senior Jamefe Justice Sobare and afenso Justice Philip Bright Mensah sankofu miensa yinso na omo ka ho eformo the majority group with Justice Isifu Umoro Amadu Tanko presided. Na namanfu busa se na we dey den and na the executioner, the Chief Justice, acting Chief Justice himself, one met na case so. Ebekaya Justice Eric J. Bafo ya ono issues a bench warrant ya Kevin Taylor go contest yi. Justice Eric J. Bafo na a sentence ye acting Chief Justice Bafo boni nnu aketwa Bafo boni no NCA no sentence to jail so they were suspecting say they are Ghana fo be hunu say ni nua no ho ebo mu ti na oto atia ti no twe ne ho free ma we Amadu Tanko ne betina so nanso a judge for miensa out of the 7 ananu ye John Dramani Mahama bo mu din omu na akwako form majority decision in a very contentious manner omo reverse bench warrant and that Kevin Taylor so. Now the question is, with this precedent here, Supreme Court judges see aseti and assembly koso no be ba bonten e be kasa fa ho a omo betumi assign nipa for contempt ana so be ba bonten be kan nsem bi the judiciary na e betumi akori na said in the 2020 election petition Dr. Dominic Ayine now Attorney General scandalizing judiciary no your friend no train asoma no be panche no can they in another breath call another Ghanaian say me ameti hey say maka nsem bi case bi because my chere ma dwen into ne nya na Paul Adom Ochre, as always, he was always on top of these issues. Yentie and Commandant Kasa said regarding this whole issue. Ne Pempenswa Ghana judiciary reduce no Amana Babidru.
Information reaching us indicate that Mr. Sansadeli again has been flown into Ghana. You have the video of the house and all that. Okay. He's been flown into Ghana. Now, this Sansadeli is the one who brought Miss Sansadeli to Ghana, the fake doctor, who says we shouldn't say she's a criminal. He said we shouldn't say that because no court has said that. She wrote some letters to Metro TV and she's not a criminal or something like that. Okay. Mr. Sansadeli is the one who brought this guy. Now, Sansadeli has been flown into Ghana a while ago. He is reported at the airport when he arrived. And this is what we have been told. We believe, we hope it's not true. We just hope it's not true. He arrived as Kevin Taylor. He went through gate 19. Gate 19 at the airport is reserved ordinarily for high-profile diplomats. So President Kufuor is abroad now. When President Kufuor is coming back, he'll go through gate 19. If a high-profile state official travels, say the Honorable Mike Hammer, those who are not maybe inside governments, all of those people, they will all go through gate 19. That's the gate reserved for high-profile officials. He was met by national security in gross violation. These national security people. And we are getting this information from people. I mean, in gross violation of a court order of a bench warrant. Ministers may or may not be aware. President may or may not be aware. He has arrived in Ghana in gross violation of a court order. The court order was against contempt of court. He spoke certain things in which the court believed was scandalizing the court. Kweku Bako and Haruna Atta went to prison for saying things that the court thought was scandalizing the court. This guy sits in America, scandalizes the court in the name of politics. A bench warrant is issued. His party is in power. So the state security apparatus, sponsored by the taxpayer, goes to pick the guy who has scandalized one of the most important institutions of democracy, the courts. And they bring him in. You have not even heard the worst. The worst is that they send him. He came by United Airlines, according to the story. United Airlines flight UA996 from Washington, D.C. And he came with an entourage. According to the story, he came with an he didn't just come, he came with an entourage. And they are up and they are so the people at the airport don't quite see. People were on the flight who told us. And guess what? The report is that sent him to Prestige Lake. Go and live in the house that is reserved for the vice president of Ghana. This is the same house that John Dramani Mahama lived in as vice president and even as president. When President Mahama was exiting his presidency in 2016, this is the house that he wrote to Nana Akufo-Addo, and Nana Akufo-Addo agreed that President Mahama can have it. Later on, party hawks prevailed on Akufo-Addo by force that President Mahama cannot have it. And so President Mahama had to relocate and find his own place where he has been living until he was re-elected as president. This house is where Aliu Mahama lived in. It's reserved, it's a cocoa board house that is reserved for the vice president of Ghana. This is the house that has been given to Mr. Sansadeli and his entourage to stay in the official residence of the vice president of Ghana. This guy who just finished SS2, not because he can't pay, but because he can't learn, and sets up a media organization to basically drop down insults on every important Ghanaian. And because he supports and assists the political party, there's no problem with political parties supporting their own. Every political party supports their own. There's no problem. Akufo-Addo supports his own. John Mahama supports his own. Hassan Ayariga, who is in the studio, supports his own. But you cannot support your own by using taxpayers' resources to bring in somebody like that the court has scandalized. Now, he is now worried about the bench warrant. So he has filed an application at the Supreme Court. I've spoken to plenty lawyers last night, and they all gave their perspective about, oh, this is outrage, oh, this one is that, this is that. And some of the lawyers said, no, the Supreme Court will never accept this. In the next 5 minutes, Lawyer Preku will join me and we'll go to the Supreme Court thing that he has filed. We'll tell you about it, and he will give us the dimensions of it. But this is very interesting, and it should be worrisome if it is true that he's staying in the official residence of the Vice President of Ghana. Yesterday, I texted Minister for Defense. He has not responded, Dr. Manibuama, and asked him certain questions that you are a Catholic priest, Dr. Manibuama. You are a Catholic priest. You are Minister for Defense. Who wants his child to be like this guy? Who wants his child to grow up and have an insulting tongue like this guy? Who wants his son to be like this guy? Who wants his daughter to be like this guy? And because of politics, you bring him to Ghana. Why, you think NDC will be in power forever? My goodness, even Kwame Nkrumah was not in power forever. Nkrumah was in power from 1951 up to 1966. Calculate how many years. It was not forever. J.J. Rawlings. Today they do June 4th, and Fifi Kwete is angry that NDC didn't participate in the June 4th. The all-powerful J.J. Rawlings, he was in power from 1981 up to year 2000. It ended. How do you do these things? Why do we do these things? Somebody that has insulted everyone, you bring him to Ghana with state money and go and put him in the official residence of the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Jena Nopukwajiman appears to have her own house. She's comfortable with this. She doesn't want to move. So the Vice President's official residence is vacant. This is the same place John Mahama stayed as president. This is the same place Muhammadu Bawumia stayed until 2024. This is the same place that Aliyu Mahama stayed. This is the place where a fugitive from justice, against whom there's a bench warrant, is protected by the state apparatus to go and stay. How did we get this information? Because people who are in the state apparatus are unhappy with it. That's how these things leak all the time. People in the state apparatus are unhappy with it. They are grossly unhappy with it. So they are telling us, Charlie, give it to Good Evening Ghana. Oh, this one, give it to Okatechi. Give it to, what is this? What are our people doing? What kind of thing is this? That's the conversation. But why have they brought the guy inside again? Oh, but what is this? If the guy has a cost problem, he should go to court. Why are they doing this? And they say we should send him back out. Yeah, call Good Evening Ghana and give it to him. That's how we get the information. So those who are leading those people, beware. Minister, you are leading them, beware, because they are talking behind your back. And they are thinking that what you are doing is not good. They are talking, they are not MPP people, oh, they are state security people. They are talking behind your back. And they are thinking that this thing you are doing is terrible. We looked at some of the videos that he has done. Trying hard to get some of them that are okay, so we can show on television, so that those who often don't watch, they will get a sense of who we are talking about. We struggled and got a little bit that doesn't have profound insults in it, because that is always the style. Profound insults. That's always the style. Have a look at this. Have a look at this one.
Akonwa bia te se toilet you hine se be de anim na musuomra eso ase you se be kansam mampuntumra abrabom ede hine na yedi ni sa no ede hine na yedi ni sa no wo na wo ma santemai say otufo wo na wo se santemai otom obi o mon kan kire wo asantemai say e ye wo otufo na otufo te wo na yesi sebio wo na nanom o mo baaye no sa ankwase asem we komo so anka nda akonwa kase we enkeda ho Moto son Nsem-Pii sododo. You broke on your name, tia. Now you son your maso. Or two for you have limited power. You have limited power. Asante is nothing. Say 2 million Asante biem. 2 million dimensia biem. Ni mumpaya wo wiase nyina ye showa masarai bebediza when the Corinthians onimdie wo nyina ontumi san bayare Ankan Williams ono so ne ba no so aboda mo se den osoro na wate chain we ni kwate fia te se mire edidi nkwasi asem on TikTok was Yanka William wa bompa ye wo wiase nyina de brofo abo ontumi nsa ba yare na mo mogimi ara mensa otabo agotena court a bank board so we wie sika tetram o de nam Ghana o so na o hye Igbo curtains
and show what ye be a financial statement no and share a statement of income any expenditure any equity position ye get and show say car na what work on a yampa say once dia na woni Toyota for where kanana
okay
and I will put you 80 pesos now the 20 pesos no our south one
okay
financial statements no will not tell you that now what we are you get be management letter and no and I say auditors another door asem no wesuko attach us say no place with the receipt number receipt in say 1 city never when you copy that Toyota Ghana for almost common share receipt here take am out never receipt on the mouth no 80 pesos
okay so
someone has information now mama say
question
when I was here say Toyota say
so
80 pesos
so Minister,
Minister,
good morning.
Audit query.
Okay. Minister, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, hello.
Minister, good morning. Your friend of mine, cognizant.
Mine, yeah.
Mpesi about those areas in baby. Mpesi na your press conference, no. It's just to make it simple for all of us. As it stands now, we have read the executive summary and the recommendations, and you have helped us with the scope. Delight and Twitch for operating within. So now government is going out of that scope or within that scope, you know, some of the issues now about now, federal checks and now. That's no, just that because of time. We want to know. Minister, ignore the MPP. Minister, ignore the MPP. What we are dealing with is a national issue. It's a national issue. It's a national issue. The issue has been dealt with oral. It was a priority. MPP for Kamo doesn't make it yes or no. No cry, as I said,
okay.
And yet, and take 1 minute for me to land on this point. Let's now say here press conference. It was based on credible reports, any evidence of any akoswa a year boni or minor mra. Islam ye. That is why I'm coming to. Later they say, yeah, not a Nina report in the show. Na me did so Sana Honorable Kennedy or saying Eka. Or a member of parliament, or not of us in Rabbi. But what shall I let anyone? I think be a Catholic cathedral. A very low position. And maybe a shard kind of now. And then as some kind of problem, group pepe. Nasa cathedral penny for so I am said Saturday and only issue statement said. Maybe a press conference no. Almost a year on the mad light of the man cat. And another time from one, and young clear. So I have to correct that.
Okay, Minister Pacho. But say your Jumani is so simple. I didn't hear me say pan say. You've said that there's going to be a forensic audit. Is that correct?
Yes.
Based on
it is true.
Very good.
And I made sure.
Based on the recommendations of Delight and Touch, there should be a step further in what has happened. Because Delight and Touch for Kwano, what they did.
Delight and Touch can't.
What they did was that ABR cement. 50 bags, not much drop, 44 million ABR Ghana cedi for cement. So now we are going to dig deeper and see whether
almost for cement 44 bags now.
That's it.
And I maybe. My name was specific example. For instance, a year Sika Chiama David Ajayi as architect. It's in Yaba. Cathedral intending for HSA. A Sika 113 million in Chiama David Ajayi. Abra auditors name David Ajayi didn't come on. So also the crack have said there be 117.9 million in your chairman. If it abroad so by 4.9 million. Which is not 4.9 million.
We need to get to the bottom of that.
Forensic auditor who be the fine.
That I agree.
Because July the one they won't almost a year, almost one movie but they don't have the mandate. Almost Jumbo can prosecute you because they don't have the mandate. And yet auditor general and a Ghana woman won't find say sika bia yedi aban adwuma ahwehwe mu sɛ yɛde afa mrakwan so edi adwuma ana nti ɛyɛ auditor general betumi a commission forensic audits ovia or the findings no abre parliament na public accounts committee ahwehwe ɔmhwehwem na ɛpoto data ampa ade a auditor general na kan yɛ no kra no ma recommend the prosecution of nipa the woman. That is all.
Minister, as we speak, the Deloitte for report no, yentimi ka say obi edi sika wom.
Na me sure say, 4.9 million ya, yenhu be biafa. Eso mbebu nkonta.
Oh, no, but me say, for now the down for team you say the $58 million now you see any share national category.
You can't say that.
Minister,
mandate, that's all.
Akwasi meba. The minister cannot say so. We cannot not say so. What the minister is saying. What the minister is saying is that there's a discrepancy. For instance, one more example of that discrepancy.
Yeah.
Yentimi kasi etua sika we ma asumesi so say sika na mutua ma ebrosa eno nko aho no almost about 4 million bi wo ho a ese ebu won konta enti ono pese o kire say kopim se san kuntabuo ni be wie peyo no
yentimi kaso
for the Nsem-Pii wo ho no mo na nsem so wo ho it is utie na o share on my YouTube channel.
Be the first to know Nsem-Pii.